Snow crept along the rooflines of Black Hollow Ranch as Christmas Eve settled over the Wyoming territory, the cold so sharp it seemed to ring with its own kind of whisper. Inside the drafty barn, Caleb McAllister knelt in straw crusted with frost, lantern trembling in his hand. He had delivered dozens of foals in his life, but never had he witnessed a birth like this one. The mare lay still beside him, eyes clouded, steam rising faintly from her torn throat. No wolf, cougar, or rustler had left a trace. The snow outside remained untouched, smooth as bleached linen. Only the newborn stood alive in the hay, a black colt no larger than a calf, its hide darker than winter midnight, its breath curling in slow, almost thoughtful puffs. Tommy, only 8 but already stubborn as a grown cowboy, edged closer. "Pa, it's looking at me." Caleb swallowed hard. The colt's eyes glowed a deep coal red, not reflecting lantern light, but shining from within. The animal lifted its head with eerie calm, as if it had been in this world longer than the man who stared at it. Little Ruthie clung to her father's coat, shivering not from the cold, but from the wrongness in the air. Caleb felt it too, something heavy, something watching. Earlier that week, old Jose Maria had tried to warn him. Caleb had found the Navajo sheepherder standing near the barn fence, tracing something in the dirt with the end of his cane. "Your mare carries under a cursed moon," Jose Maria murmured. "This land remembers blood. When a foal comes on the night, the sky turns red. The skinwalker shows its face." Caleb had waved him off, calling it superstition. Now, as he stared at the collapsed mare and the unnatural colt beside her, he wished he'd listened to every word. A gust slammed the barn door against its hinges. The lantern flickered. In that brief darkness, Caleb heard something soft and wet, a shuffle in the hay, almost like footsteps. When the flame steadied again, he noticed prints circling his children. Hoofprints. But halfway through the circle, they shifted. The shape changed, as if the hooves had melted, widening into the outline of bare human feet. The steps stopped behind Ruthie. Caleb yanked her close, heart pounding so loud it felt audible. The colt tilted its head, the way an adult studies a misbehaving child. Its mouth moved, thin lips peeling back. A sound slipped out, high at first, then low, then forming something like a word. "Dut-dee." The voice wasn't the shrill cry of a newborn animal. It was soft, familiar, the exact pitch of his son. Tommy's voice when he was younger. Tommy stumbled backward, and Caleb saw terror crack his face open. He had seen men shot, bulls trampled, fires devour homes. But he had never seen fear like the one inside his boy's eyes now. A deep ancient fear that didn't belong on any child's shoulders. Caleb drew his Colt Navy revolver, the metal cold enough to burn his palm. The barn felt smaller, the shadows thicker. Wind moaned through the slats like voices trying to slip inside. The colt advanced, not walking, gliding like its hooves made no weight, no sound. The straw did not bend beneath it. The lantern flame shrank as if retreating. "Pa," Tommy whispered, voice cracking, "it's got Ma's eyes." Caleb's blood froze. For the first time he truly looked at the creature. Those glowing red eyes softened at the edges, shifting, no longer animal but human-like, holding a mimicry of sorrow he recognized from the day his wife died giving birth to Ruthie. The thing was stealing faces, stealing voices, stealing the memories carved deepest into their souls. The creature stepped closer, and its shadow grew taller, wrong in shape. Caleb raised the revolver, but his aim shook. His children pressed against him. Snow sifted in through the roof gaps like silent ashes. Midnight bells began to toll from distant Laramie, muffled by wind and miles, but clear enough to mark the moment the world changed. The colt spoke again, whispering in the exact voice of Ruthie this time. "Daddy, don't leave me." Caleb felt his heart tear. One bullet for the beast, or one bullet for the child it had already begun to claim. He drew the hammer back. The sound echoed like breaking bone. The creature smiled with a human sadness that didn't belong to it, and Caleb understood too late. This thing wasn't here to kill his children. It was here to become them. The lantern flickered one last time, and in that trembling light, Innocence died first.